overhead so that I can edit that down and make a time-lapse video, one of those really speedy videos. So it makes like I've been working really hard and fast. Okay, so couple things. We're going to make a fabric flower here today. Now, I just finished a video making a fabric flower on Chalk Couture on my page for Chalk Couture, and I made this little flower here. It's got a little buffalo check in there, which I really love, but I'm going to recreate it doing these fabrics here. I'm not going to make my fabric. I bought this little fabric pack. It came with a stack of them. I think this is probably for my quilters. I am not a quilter. I'm not smart enough for that. I tell you what, when you see some of the things that the quilters do, they have to have such a brilliant mind to get those done. I have so much respect for quilters, but I think that's what these are for, but I'm not really sure. I just bought them because I wanted to make some flowers. And a couple of things. I'm not a real, although I'm wearing blue today, I'm not a big blue person. This piece here was really dark, and I thought, oh, I don't know if I want to use that, but I do want 5 layers of fabric. But then I turned it over and I was like, oh my gosh, I like that side. So I'm going to use that one on this side. You may still see some of the blue, but I'm okay with that peeking out. I'm also not a big orange, but I don't mind that one as much. So I'm going to keep that. So when you lay this out, you need to decide which flowers you kind of want on top. I think that I want, this is my base. Okay, these two here are very mellow colors here. Okay, these are very, very soft, so I kind of want those in between. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to put my orange in, and then I'm going to go with this, and then I want, no, I think, because this here will end up being a small piece, and I really like that one. I'm going to put that in the middle, this here, and then just a pop of orange in the center, kind of almost like I did here. I've got a little bit of an orange, but my orange is in the base there, and I've got a pop of green in the middle of that. This one's only 3 layers. This one's going to be 5. Now, when I did the other one, I used drop cloth to make my fabric, and I used circles, various circles that I had. The circle of my candlestick. This is a lid. So, you know, jars, anything that I had around, I just kind of went and made sure that each one was a little bit smaller. I'm not going to do that this time. I want this to be shabby. I want it to be just rustic, and this one's pretty shabby anyway, but I'm not really worried about it. So what I'm going to do is take my first one. First piece of fabric, I'm going to fold it in half and fold it in quarters. And then I'm going to go ahead and take pinking shears. I've got both pinking shears and my fabric scissors. And you know the fabric scissors that you don't let anybody else in the house know you have them. You keep them in a secret place. That's these scissors. No one knows I have them. No one else can use them. And they're only for fabric. Okay, and I'm just going to make just, you know, a circle. Just a quarter circle, I guess I should say. I'm going to go from one side to the other, and I don't care if it's not perfect. It's probably going to be kind of it's not bad, actually. Better than I thought. Okay, but it's okay if it's not. The purpose was not to make a perfect circle. It was just to kind of cut the corners off more than anything else. Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for the hearts on that one. Okay, I'm folding it right back because I was shocked at how well that came out. Didn't mean for that to happen. And then I'm going to take my same pinking scissors, and I am going to start on like a piece of pie, like it's a pie, and I'm going to cut more pieces of small pie, but I'm only going to go up about 3/4 of an inch, maybe even just an inch or so. I'm not going to go up to the edge very much. And you have to pardon me, sometimes getting through this fabric, I almost have to push with my scissors because my thumb is just not as strong as it used to be. It's cutting too much fabric, I guess, and just using it too much. Actually, I'll have to admit, it happened playing golf. I went to swing my club, and I was holding my thumb, I guess, wrong, and my club wrong, and I'm not very good at it. And I went up to it, and I said, I'm going to hit this hard. And I did, and hurt my thumb. So that's what I get. Okay, now I didn't get these where this is folded. There's a place there that I didn't cut. And then, of course, where this is folded. So when you open it up, you've got little petals here, but I do have some wide petals. So I'm just going to take that and just cut those in there. Just cut those singular singular, just one layer there. I think, yeah, there's, no, that's, I think that did it. Okay, so I've got those all cut up. Now, as you're doing these, your item is off camera. Is that better? I may be off. Okay, maybe bring you down to the table just a little bit more. Is that better, Cheryl? Let me know. Thank you for that. Sometimes I get so busy and I've got a couple of cameras going and I'm like, oh, do I have everybody down where they can see what I'm doing? Okay, so maybe that'll help. Hi from Walmart in Payson, Arizona. Be safe. Be safe. Better? Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for letting me know. It's hard to get, I don't like having my head cut off. Not that it shouldn't be, but sometimes it makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't mind the top of my head, but sometimes I catch myself squinching down. I should get a lower chair. Maybe that's what I need to do. Okay, so this is my biggest one, okay? And I need to turn these over because I do want to go from that size a little bit smaller. So I'm going to, each one of these can be a little bit different. This one here, I'm going to fold into quarters and I'm going to use my regular fabric scissors and I'm going to come in. When I did the pinking one, I was in like a, excuse me, about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, this one here, I'm going to go in a good, probably 1/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to cut the circle. Okay, nothing fancy there. Just cut that circle. Okay, and then I'm going to keep it that way, and I'm going to go in and make little V's in it. Actually big V's. I'm going to cut into that quite a bit. And don't worry, I just pulled some off. There's some threads there. That's fine. Okay, maybe if I hold this down on the table, that might help too. See how that, I just tear out the threads. I want this to be shabby. I want there to be threads and stuff. I did a lot of scrapbook type flowers, and which were paper flowers instead of something like this. But they're so much fun to use and to put around the house. Very, very fun to use. All my scraps are going to go over there. So this one here's kind of got a little bit of a star shape going here. Oh, do you love that? I'm glad you like the idea. Very, very fun. And it's just super, super easy. They're not perfect. I didn't want them to be perfect. Now, what I can do, I may keep that. I kind of like that star shape laying on top of that. That might be kind of neat. I like that. Okay, this one here, I really like this. I would like a dress with this. Actually. Okay, I'm going to do the same. I fold each one in half and then fold it into quarters. And this one, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do about the same with that, not quite. Again, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So instead of probably about 1/2 an inch in, I'm going to start cutting it. And I went back with my pinking shears. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to keep it folded and I'm going to go in. Let's see, how do I really want to do that? Actually, no, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to cut straight in is what I want to do. This one here, this is just my regular fabric scissors, and I'm just going to cut straight in. And I'm going in, again, I'm going into about, I'm still leaving almost an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch in there. And you just kind of make it up as you go, you know. This could have been the top one. It doesn't really matter. Then I open it up, and where those are folded, I make sure that I cut those down too. Ooh, I like this one too. Okay, and there's a little bit there. If you've got one that's too large, just cut it down. Okay, I put that in. That one almost covers this one, but once I get done, it's fine. It will be okay. You'll see glimpses of that here and there. Okay, this one here, I think I'm going to go really weird here. I'm going to fold it into quarters. And I think I am just going to go right with this here into that, kind of far in, come back out, go back in really, really sharp like, come back out. Don't give a lot of thought to it, just cut it in sharp, go back in. It's almost going to still have a little bit of that square shape. Come back out and then do it one more time right here, right, and then from that corner right into there. Let's see what I got. I can already tell I don't like this little part right here, even though I haven't opened it. I'm going to cut it at an angle, make it a little bit shorter so that it's at least kind of got that little bit of a curve. Open this up and lay that down. Now, this one here actually goes over that one. I'm going to switch some around here. There we go. You could always do that. Ooh, I like that better. And I like that the second layer has some, let me move this out of the way. See how the second layer has some that kind of overlap a little bit. I kind of like that. I think that'll be kind of neat. Okay, and then I'm going to put that one on top. There we go. And then I'll go with this one this way. Okay, now this one here I'm going to cut pretty short. Any more questions? Oh, yay, thanks for the hearts. I love hearts and thumbs up. Lets me know everybody's watching. Now, if you're interested in the Chalk Couture stuff, type in chalk down below, and I'll make sure that I send you over to the page where I do these projects. And also, I do want to give you a little update while I'm cutting this one. Look at this. Isn't that adorable? You guys saw this cottage frame that I did the other day. I changed it completely. I had my grandparents' picture in it. I changed it completely and added Chalk Couture to it. I think that turned out so cute. It's kind of one of my favorite projects I've done in a while. Now this one here, I'm going really small. And I took my scissors there and cut a straight edge. And then, whoop, I want to keep it folded, and I'm going to go in with pinking, and I'm going to do the same thing. Cut my little petals off so that my petals are zigzagged. And sometimes it'll get away from you. Just fold it right back. Okay, right there. And if you happen to cut one off, that's fine. That's happened quite a few times with me. Don't worry about it if you cut a petal off. You'll never know once you're done. Okay, there's that one. Ooh, that's going to be cute. Get this opened. Okay, right in the center of that. Okay, now I've got some floral wire. Get all my scraps out of the way here. This is my flower here. Okay, and I've got a little bit of floral wire, and I need to buy some more. Mike, I think you're at Walmart. If you want to buy some floral wire there, glad you can get it. Yes, isn't it great to have it in Canada? I was so glad when they opened that up. I was like, yes. Yes, and I think you can get it a lot of places now. Okay, I'm just cutting off probably about 6 inches or so, and I am using craft scissors, and I know I shouldn't, but I still forgot to get my wire cutters. But this is pretty soft wire. It's very flexible, and it happens to be green. Not that that's necessary. And I also should have grabbed, I'm going to take a second and grab one. It's right here. I'm sure I've got one here. I didn't do this on my Chalk Couture one, and I really wanted to. Little wood beads. These are on a stretchy string, which is really kind of weird. I was trying to do something, it didn't work out. But that one I didn't do on a live video, though. I'm going to use my pinking shears for that. I just want one of these. I'm going to put this on here, center it, bring that around. Okay. And then this will be my center of my flower. And yes, I have Chalk Coutured a bead, a wood bead. I don't have them handy right now, but I have actually put a little things of Chalk Couture on wood beads before. I also use Chalk Couture paste. If anybody's wondering what we're talking about, this is not paint. It looks like chalk paint, but it's actually paste. chalk paste in a liquid type form. It's just like your chalk and your chalkboard. My CC designer had a live sale and I got wonderful haul of transfers and great prices. Wonderful. That is great. I'm glad to hear that. I need to do a few more sales. I haven't been doing quite as many of them as I should. But we've got a great sale going on right now with the Try Me packs. I love those things. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, type in chalk in comments and I'll make sure to get you over to that site as well. So I'm taking that wire and poking a hole in the general center. Doesn't have to be the exact center of that. And I'm threading in each one of these wires into that, just right into the fabric, pulling that up tight. And, you know, again, you don't have to find the exact center, just close enough. Close enough is fine. And so welcome Canada. I love it when I get people in other countries. I've got a very good friend in the Netherlands that watches quite often. She is wonderful. And I do take requests, by the way. Hi, Chuck, please. Okay, I will send you over there and let you know about it. It is so much fun. I do take requests. My friend in the Netherlands had wanted to know about making an outdoor sign. So we did one of these live and I gave tips. I showed them how I would make a chalk door sign, but I also gave them lots of tips for anybody that wanted a sign, whether it's on your front porch or she wanted it actually for her business. She has a little hotel and restaurant. Oh, Chuck, yep, I'll get you over there. I'll make sure you know all about it. It is so much fun and super fast. I made this flower in about as much time as I'm making this one. And I made the fabric. So, and it works on so many different surfaces. So much fun. And the key to this is to beat this flower up. Okay, the more you beat it, the more you move it around the house, the more you stick it on things and just move it around. What is my Chalk Couture page? It is Club Chalk is what it is. You can also look for Jeanette Independent Designer. That will also get you there. And I only say that because when you put together a page, if you're in business or anything and you put together a page, I was kind of under the gun and I didn't have a lot of time and I was looking for something that was available, not stopping to think it should have been Country Design Chalk. Duh. But at the time, reading the directions, I thought I had to call it Jeanette Independent Designer of Chalk Couture Independent Designer. So that's what I had named it. And then later they came in and they said, oh, you could do something else. And I just kind of picked Chalk Club, not really stopping to think about it, but hopefully, I'll make sure I send a link to. You'll get a link to it so that you can know where it is. Okay, now you want to shake this up. Really, really shake it up. Get those threads going. Get those. You can even take this, I've got all the layers together. You can take this and tie a knot in this. If you wanted to, you could even put this in the washing machine and wash it and really get that. And the reason that you would do that is to get that shabbiness going. You really want it super, super shabby. And the tighter that you make that knot, now this fabric is a lot looser. So it keeps kind of falling apart. It's not staying quite as shabby. But if you put it in the washing machine, even if you just rinse it out in the sink and just really shabby it up, it will work out great. Another little tip is to use, if you really want it to kind of really be just really kind of gathered up type, take a little bit of your chalk glue or your, craft glue and just kind of run it in there. Whoops, I got a nail in there too. Here's my tip. Keep a little nail in your chalk and it makes it run. I also keep it in a jar upside down. So I grab it, I take my lid off, the little nail off, and that way it's always ready to go and you're not sitting there waiting for it. You can put little strips of this glue in here and just kind of close to the edge and then take that. You can use fabric glue as well, but I just use the chalk glue. I keep it kind of handy up here. My chalk glue is, fabric glue is downstairs with my sewing machine. Pinch those little things together and let that dry, and that will also kind of bunch up your flower a little bit. So that's just kind of an easy little tip to kind of get those to bunch up. I put it on that layer. I can put these tiny little clothespins like what I used over here. You can put some of them in there till your glue dries and then take those off. And that way your flower stays kind of all bunched up together. Another tip is you can take your wire that you have, you can take floral tape and you can start. And I've seen florists do this where they just run that through there so easily. They take the floral tape, and it's a tape that kind of stretches and sticks to itself more than anything else. And they take it and they can hold this, and wish I could do it. Oh, very pretty flower. Thank you. Take that and just hold it, and you just wrap this and twist it and let that twist up that wire. And once you get up to the top, you can let that kind of keep going over the top of that. And that's another kind of a neat way to do it. And are you a Chocatura designer as well? And if you're not, why not? Because it is so much fun to get paid crafting. I wish Country Design Style would pay me as much crafting as Chocatura does. But take that and just kind of keep even running that up onto your fabric as best you can. That's kind of another idea. Now, it does not stick to the fabric. It only sticks to itself. So you kind of have to get a ball of it going and then just keep wrapping that around till you get that up here really good and tight. But that way you've got kind of your green stem to your flower too. So that's just a couple of tips to kind of really get it to bunch up. Okay, I've overdone my stay. I've overstayed. You guys go have a creative day. Now, I do this Monday through Friday at this time at this place. So if you ever want to, some creative ideas, and I'm doing a lot of things for just things you happen to have around the house. I'm not a designer, but it sure is fun to use and to create. Yeah, isn't it? It really is. I get obsessed with it. You start walking around the house going, okay, what else can I chalk? It's so much fun. Cheryl, it was great to meet you. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the hearts and everything. I really am going to work on this flower and get it just exactly the way I want it by probably adding more glue. But I really do like it. I think it turned out really cute. It's very shaggy, and I like the fact that this second layer is a little bit longer than the one underneath. That's kind of neat. It just kind of peeks out, that little blue. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow with another creative project. If you're tuned in and thank you. If you tuned in late or if you're watching on replay, you will not see that live button over there. So just give me a hashtag replay so that I know that you watched. And again, anyone that is interested in learning more about the chalk, leave chalk down below and I'll make sure that I get you that information too. Thank you guys. Have a creative day. Bye.